everybody, I'm Dr. Aimee Miller-Ott. I'm an associate professor in the School of Communication. I also coordinate the graduate program that we have in communication. I got my PhD in communication from the University of Nebraska in Lincoln and have been living in Illinois and working at ISU since 2014. I always loved communication. I remember going actually to ISU for my first 2 years of college and taking a communication theory class from Dr. Baldwin, who you may have for class one of these days, and it blew my mind. The fact that I could learn about communication problems that I was having, relationship problems that I was having by learning about theories and research in a field like communication was awesome. And so I spent the rest of my life studying and getting degrees in communication so that I could come back and be a professor in the field. I am from Peoria originally, actually, born and raised, and went 2 years to Illinois State and then left just because I was getting that itch of wanting to try something new, and went out to Arizona and finished my undergrad degree in Arizona, and then went out to California and to Orange County and did my master's degree, got my master's degree out there, and then moved back to the Midwest and went and got my PhD from Nebraska. And then after that, for a couple years, did a couple one-year teaching positions, and then found myself out in Connecticut near Hartford and taught there for 6 years. And then felt as though there was something else for me to be doing. And so I started looking for a better program, something that was a little stronger and was a better fit for me, and ended up, of all places, coming back to Illinois State. So it's funny how sometimes your life takes you full circle like that. And in fact, one fun fact about me is that I started here in Peoria, or near, Peoria, and then lived in 7 states. And now here I am again. Some of you may understand that feeling. Some of you may be from here and some of you may not be from Illinois, but welcome to Bloomington Normal. I teach undergraduate and graduate courses. For undergraduate courses, my main courses that I'm assigned to teach are research methods, so 297 it's called. I also teach a class called COM 331, which is human communication and aging. And I also teach a class called COM 325, which is an advanced study of interpersonal and family communication. And so my main area, and what I have my PhD in and what I really love teaching and researching, is interpersonal relationships. So how is it that we function effectively and communicate effectively in our personal relationships? And that includes families. So I'm really interested in knowing how families communicate. One area that I do a lot of research in is on technology, specifically cell phones. So for those of you who have a really close relationship with your parents, you might find me looking for participants at some point, doing a study on how parents and children maintain their relationships while the child is at college. Doesn't have to be a close relationship. So I also am interested in families that have not close relationships, and how families negotiate and work out issues and have communication between family members of all varying types. I also, at the graduate level, I'm the coordinator, as I mentioned before. I also teach courses in the graduate program. I teach a class called The Dark Side of Interpersonal Communication that looks at some of the darker ways that we communicate in our relationship, like things like manipulation, aggression, bullying, cyberbullying, all those type of things. I also teach a family communication graduate seminar, and this fall, I'm going to be teaching a course called the Interpersonal Communication Through Our Lifespan. So looking at how people communicate throughout their entire lives, starting from the time they're born all the way up until their end of their life, and how our communication changes during that period of time. If I were to give you one piece of advice in this program, and that's a piece of advice I would give anybody in any program, is to get to know your professors. Students always need letters of recommendation. Students always need some advice about what to do next after college, what areas they should study, what projects to work on. And so the faculty are great resources. And I'm always surprised when more students don't come ask me for help or for guidance, because, we know a lot about the field. We know a lot about the program in the School of Communication, and we know people after school when you're trying to get jobs or look at graduate programs or whatever it is that you choose to do. And so my big suggestion from the very beginning would be to get to know your professors, the ones that you have classes with, ones you don't have classes with. Pop by their office. We all have office hours. Stop by our office, chat with us, see what kind of research we're doing, what kind of programs we're working on, what classes we're teaching. And so I would Definitely recommend that. Don't hesitate to contact me. I'm on the 4th floor along with the other faculty in the School of Communication. And I hope that you have a great time getting to know the school and the university, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall.